In the NBA, height helps a lot, but something that also helps is having big hands. In this video, I will tell you about the 10 biggest hands in the history of the NBA. The hands will be ranked based on the length of the hand, which is the distance from the base of the palm to the tip of the middle finger, and the width of the hand, which is the distance from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the little finger. Before you start, make sure you like the video and subscribe, it helps a lot. Now let's start. Number 10. Wilt Chamberlain 24 by 29 centimeters. Wilt Chamberlain is known for being one of the best players in the history of the NBA, with dozens of records to his name. He was not only a beast in basketball but also in volleyball and athletics. In an interview with boxing legend Muhammad Ali, they took their measurements, and the results were incredible. In height, you could notice a big difference, but Wilt's arms were 35 centimeters longer than Ali's, and Ali's hands looked like a baby compared to Wilt's, measuring 24 centimeters long and 29 centimeters wide. Wilt used his large hands to dominate his opponents and become a basketball legend. Number 9. Kawhi Leonard 24.8 by 28.6 centimeters. Kawhi Leonard is not only famous for his very contagious laugh, but also for having huge hands. Kawhi's hands measure 24.8 centimeters long and 28.6 wide, 52% larger than the hand of an average person, and he earned the nickname, the Klaw. These alien hands have helped make him one of the best defenders in the history of the league, being the leader in steals in a season and winning 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Additionally, these hands have helped him become an NBA champion 5 times and a 2-time Finals MVP. His great work ethic and big hands have made him one of the best players in the league. Number 8. Michael Jordan 24.8 by 28.9 centimeters. In the number 8 position, we have what most consider the best basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan. His airness was one of the first people in the NBA to showcase how big his hands were while playing. He dunked the ball from the free throw line and made a variety of shooting fakes and passes while holding the ball with one hand. Jordan is recognized for holding the ball with one hand, as depicted in the logo of his Jordan brand, which shows him jumping to dunk the ball with one hand. Michael Jordan also demonstrated how long his hands were on a television show with Jimmy Kimmel, where viewers had to guess whether he could hold different objects with one hand. Number 7. Julius Erving 24.1 by 29.8 centimeters. Julius Erving, also known as Dr. J, was one of the first famous figures in the NBA, being a scoring machine and using his giant hands to become one of the best dunkers in history. Flying through the air and controlling the ball with one hand, Erving gave us one of the most spectacular baskets in history against the Lakers in the 1980 Finals, a shot that would have been impossible without his big hands. His hands measure 24.1 centimeters long and 29.8 centimeters wide, and his incredible athletic ability helped him become an NBA champion. At 63 years old, he can still dunk, a complete legend. Number 6. Noah Vonleh 24.8 by 29.8 centimeters. In the 2005 draft, then president of the Washington Wizards, Michael Jordan, chose center Kwame Brown with the first pick. It seemed like he was going to be a star in the NBA, but after a few seasons, it was clear that he was going to be a failure, partly because Jordan had very small hands. From that moment on, Jordan decided he would never again choose a player with small hands. Years later, as the owner of the Charlotte Hornets, Jordan drafted Noah Vonleh with the 9th pick in the 2014 draft. Jordan was confident that a player with such hands would be successful in the NBA. However, Jordan made a mistake again. After only 1 year with the Hornets, Vonleh was transferred to the Portland Trail Blazers and has played for a total of 8 NBA teams, including a season in the Chinese Basketball League. Number 5. Connie Hawkins 26.7 by 27.9 centimeters. It is very likely that you do not know Connie Hawkins, also known as the Hawk. He was one of the best players during the 60s and 70s. Hawkins played for the Harlem Globetrotters for 4 years after the NBA banned him from playing with them for being involved in illegal betting. Years later, Hawkins sued the NBA for blacklisting him, showing that he never made illegal bets and received $1.3 million in settlement, and was finally able to play in the NBA. With his hands measuring 26.7 centimeters long and 27.9 wide, Hawkins became a star in his short time in the NBA, being a 4-time All-Star, and his number 4 was retired by the Phoenix Suns. Number 4. Gregory Smith 24.9 by 30.5 centimeters. Gregory Smith had a good collegiate career at Fresno State University, playing alongside future NBA star Paul George. In his second year of college, Smith averaged 11.7 points and 7.1 rebounds per game. At the end of the season, he declared for the 2011 NBA draft. However, Smith was not chosen in the draft and went to play for the Mexicali Suns in Mexico for a while. Months later, Smith signed to play with the Houston Rockets. Despite having quite large hands measuring 24.9 centimeters long and 30.5 wide, Smith could never find success in the NBA, lasting only 4 years in the league and playing for 3 different teams. Smith had great height, strength, and one of the largest hands in the history of the league, but that was not enough to be more productive in the NBA. Number 3. Giannis Antetokounmpo 25 by 30.5 centimeters. There are many reasons why Giannis received the nickname, the Greek Freak. The Greek monster, with his 2.13 meters tall, very long arms, and athletic ability from another planet, has become one of the best players in the entire NBA. His hands also seem otherworldly, measuring 25 centimeters long and 30.5 wide. This means that he can grab the ball with one hand very easily and give us impressive blocks and dunks every time he touches the court. These giant hands have not helped him shoot better, being a below-average medium and long-distance shooter. Nonetheless, he has been a star, being a 7-time All-Star, once Defensive Player of the Year, twice MVP, and once NBA champion. At 28 years old, it is very possible that he will continue adding achievements for the rest of his career. Number 2. Shaquille O'Neal 26 by 30.5 centimeters. Shaquille O'Neal, known as Diesel, was a perfect combination of height and weight that made him one of the most dominant players in the history of the NBA. Measuring 2.16 meters, weighing 147 kilograms, and having a shoe size of 22 US, Shaq obviously also has one of the largest hands in history, measuring 26 centimeters long and 30.5 wide. With these hands, his great height, and weight, Shaq became unstoppable in the low post, and every time he received the ball close to the rim, he either scored or was fouled. Like Giannis, it seems that the size of his hands did not help him shoot better, being one of the worst free throw shooters in history, and scoring only 1 three-pointer in his 19 years in the NBA. On the other hand, Shaq was unstoppable, being a 15-time All-Star, League MVP, 4-time champion, and 3-time Finals MVP, a completely unique player. Number 1. Boban Marjanovic 27.3 by 30.5 centimeters.